Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another episode of I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. In the last episode we got to the V Festival, because I can't say Vertuminilia right off the bat. So yeah, that's where we're at. We lost a lot of challenges out in the plains and exploring because I'm bad. But anyways, we're going to continue on with the story. If you do enjoy this episode, remember to like and subscribe and let's continue. It's time. The yearly midsummer celebration, when the colony gives thanks for its good fortune. We don't have good fortune. Well, it would be, but as you follow to the main square, you can help but notice that the feast table is nearly empty. What Anne lacked in resources, she made up with care. The dishes are lovingly plated, soy cakes glistening, steaming, rising from the buns, stuffed with mince, and there are great pitchers of vegetable broth rendered out from even the most inedible food scraps. There's a neat stack of sugar cubes for dessert, whole sugar. What a luxury. It's an underwhelming feast. That'll be a highlight. Governor Etiquette's welcoming speech this year is short. Her frail body trembles as she welcomes you to the V-Fest with a dry, whispery voice, then has to be helped off stage. Like all of you, she has been feeling the effects of famine. Everyone clears their chairs at the annual competition, which one day you would participate in. Let's do the talent show. You and Mars report to the stage for the talent competition. Dis is nowhere to be found. Mars frowns, looking around as if he's lying in wait. Oh, boo. He always made me look good. If it isn't just you, I'm only the best of two. Mars has been working on a speechcraft. This year she gives a speech inspired by great leaders of Earth, linking their philosophies into sort of a mega theory about how the greatest works of human history have come from overcoming the greatest struggles through the ingenuity and cooperation. She can't help herself by drawing parallels to the current famine, the failure of colony leadership to prepare for it, and how the council clearly needs newer, younger voices to be able to imagine the future. The council isn't impressed by that part. Because it's Mars, the climax of the speech revolves about inspirational music and fireworks. It's very exciting. You're up next. A dramatic reading. $28. 33. 13. 17. We'll win. We'll take the win. You don't get any skills, so. Mars' act was a tough one to follow, but the talent show is judged by audience applause. Given how tired and hungry everyone is, something fictional and light is what people really wanted. Mars looks miffed at the snub, but shakes your hand. Geniuses are rarely appreciated in their time. After the festivities, the whole colony takes a few days off break, well, except for geoponics, and the foragers, and the kitchen, and everyone who uses the break for their usual work to help out in places that didn't close. Okay, not really break, but you try to take it easy anyway. New perk. Unlock. Bot. This gives me toughness, and working the farm gives me toughness and biology. I'm gonna work on the farm. We have in a minute. Someone broke into the gardens last night and stole some green tomatoes. What a waste. Not only were they probably too bitter to eat, but now you don't have the seeds to replant. Your mom is furious. This sucks. Your mom calls everyone for an all-hands meeting. She looks grim as she surveys the group. All right, farmers, listen up. Based on the projection, geoponics should have been producing 70% of the colony's food by the end of the 3rd year. The rest was provided by stored rations and hydroponics, algae, and greenhouses aboard the stratospheric. They all nod. Everyone knows where it's going. Because we lost so much of the hydroponic equipment, the wormhole incident, as well as 90% of our soil and bacteria cultures, we're nowhere near the production we need to be at. We also had hoped to have domesticated at least one native crop, but as we found from pixie beans last year, we have some more work to do on that front. You're my people, my family. I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you. The colony is going to fail if we can't get a handle on agricultural production. People will die. You feel a pit of stomach that is not just from hunger. You can't imagine someone as strong as your mother just wasting away. Your mother pulls a hollow screen outline of plans for the season. You feel your own hollow palm pulse as you receive a copy. There's so much life here on this planet, but it seems to fight us at every turn. I've sent soil chemistry analysis to your palms, courtesy of Mardad. The soil needs to be conditioned extensively to support Earth crops. We need to cultivate more V crops in partnership with the foragers. We need to salvage what we can of hydroponics and get that up to running by the end of the year. Your mother would never stoop to being beat, but you can see the lines of fatigue around her eyes. It'll take a superhuman amount of work to turn this around, but it is still possible. You are the people who will save the colony. I believe in us and the miracles we perform here. Thank you for being here to do work. Now let's get out there. When does this get -1? I'm not gonna give up on this evil. I'm gonna redraw my hand. Hello? It's not letting me do anything. I redrew my hand. What do I do? What the fuck? Okay. Well, let's see what happens. Work on the farm. Okay, let's go back to where we were. Okay, that didn't work. So I wanted to redraw. No. Redrawing doesn't work. I can't choose anything. What's happening? This is very interesting. I was a teenage exocolonist. Redraw hand. Huh. Like, I can't choose anything. I don't even see where my thing is. I'm pushing all the buttons. Okay, so we'll just give up. And, you know, I was doing work on the farm. And we'll just give up because obviously we can't win without changing stuff or getting new cards. I want this card out of my fucking shit. A bunch of these cards. 3, 3, 3. I mean, we could use this. And then this one, it's already that, but it'll make it a 4. There you go. There we go. Work around. I don't want to lose, you know? Biology 4, 22 kudos. Oh, new perk. Red card gets +1 physical challenges. I want to look in the depot real quick. Huh. And maybe I should change what I have. Gear. I'm gonna change it to that. I already have one of these. What do you need? You know, Ophelia, you're right, Mars says as you approach. You blink at her, trying to figure out what this means. And you're in all right what? You're... At the stunned silence, Mars laughs and tosses her hair over her shoulders. You're all right. You actually have good taste, unlike all the other knollheads. Ever since we landed, it's been help with this, Mars, and don't waste resources on that, Mars. It's boring. At least you understand the importance of sophistication. You shoot the breeze with Mars a bit longer. At some point, Dis sulks out of the living quarters and has to pass by you both, clearly trying not to draw your attention. Ugh, where's he going now? Mars mutters to you, then raises her voice so Dis can hear. Try not to get eaten by aliens. If you die out there, they can't use your body for fertilizer. Don't be a waste. Shut up, Mars. Dis is cool. You say it loud enough for Dis to hear. He looks at you with wide eyes before scurrying towards the walls. Huh? Mars says with a little smile. Not accounting for taste, she seems to respect that you challenge her. She watches Dis disappear from sight and then shrugs. Maybe you can get through to him. I've tried, but he doesn't care about contributing to the colony or being popular or earning kudos or anything important. What do you contribute, Mars? Mars laughs and puts her hands on her hip. I contribute plenty, and you know it, Ophelia. People need someone to tell them what to do, don't they? Girl. My buddy. I love him. Why would you do that to him? What about you? Cal is standing in the garden watching a pair of Dorb's moths flutter over her head. They're the worst. We gotta find a better place to put grain, because they're just get in everywhere. You'd be surprised what kind of holes they can squeeze through. I'm not surprised. I think I'm actually gonna I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna tutor. And get reasoning. And the empathy, and then the kudos. You're helping Nemi with her math assignment. Ugh, I hate this. I don't want to do any more math. Other kids like you get to choose what they do all day now. But I'm stuck here learning stupid linear algebra. It's linear algebra, but you don't correct her. I'm only here because my mom told me I gotta take more math and science classes. She says if I want to do anything except play sports ball all day, I need to know stuff. Joke's on her, I only want to play sports ball. Math's more important than sports ball. What? No way, Ophelia. Nemi punches you in the arm. Whack. When am I ever gonna use linear algebra anyway? I'll bet I'm gonna do sports ball and a lot more, and I'm gonna have to solve for X. No, wait, let's make a deal. You teach me the stupid physics thing, and I'll teach you the cool sports ball move. Deal. You spend the next few hours trying to get Nemi to understand the difference between an expression and an equation. She puts up a valiant attempt, and by the end of the both feel confident that she is at least a little more prepared. She's at least a little more prepared for class. True to her word, she takes you to the sports ball pitch and kicks the sports ball at your head so many times you're forced to learn how to block it. That's Nemi for you. Here we go. New perk. Who card gets +1 in mental challenges. And then I need to work on persuasion and empathy. But I'm gonna work on my organization. This also gets me perception, which I have a lot of, but I want to see if this upgrades to another activity you can do here. You attend secret fun time club meeting. Mars brings the meeting to order. Tange reads the minutes of the previous club meetings. First order of business is that I'm insulting and instituting a new rule. Rule 5. All members of the SFC must wear uniforms to all club meetings. She taps her hollow palm and shows you the uniform idea. Black pants, dark blue shirt with high necklines and billowing at the cuffs. She definitely designed them according to her own taste. I love it. Your voices your support of the new uniforms, but it quickly turns into a shouting match. Cal and Tange don't want to wear uniforms at all, and Nimi wants them to be shorts and jerseys like her sports ball uniform. In the end, Mal calls a vote, and you are suddenly outnumbered. Mars accepts this with a surprising grace. I'm only trying to make us look more legitimate, but if you really feel strongly about it, that's fine. I'll keep working until I find something everyone can agree. That's Mars. You forgot that she actually is really good at solving conflicts. Secret Fun Time Club. +1 for each gem on other cards. Sorry you had to hear that. My throat's killing me. You come to compromise a set of uniforms. You all wear a lapel pin with the secret club logo. You spend the rest of the meeting designing SFC pins and printing them on the nano printers. If anyone doesn't have a kudos, Mars pays for them without complaint. We'll put that one there. I don't know why I like starting from that side when there's a thing. $26. Win. Getting tired, which is good because I want to go in here to spend time off. But let's go to, what does engineering teach me? Reasoning, which is pretty good, but engineering is not. This is creativity, which is okay, and persuasion, which could use some work. We'll start at humanities again. Tam flags down in the hallway. Oh, Ophelia, do you have a moment? You got one expedition time. You go on expeditions sometimes, right? At least far more than I do, or would ever wish to. So, would you mind doing me a favor? Of course. It's a small thing, really, and It's a small thing, really, and I'm to understand it's not terribly dangerous either. I simply need you to bring me some hop-eye eggs the next time you come across a nest out there. I would ask this, but well, I'll keep an eye out for them. That's all I ask. They're quite common, if the reports from the foragers are to be believed. They tell me that they commonly find nests in the Valley of Vertigo. It's positively lousy with them. Get to work. Go. We won! Activity and persuasion. New perk. New cards in the depot. There's new cards in the depot. Which is... Draw one extra card. Plus 30 bravery. 2 times bonus for strength. Yeah, but I need to unlock having more things. But we're so tired, we need to rest. We're gonna relax in the lounge. Oh my god. Thank God. I was like, is we're ever gonna get something to do other than be in here? You relax a few hours with antecedent pop. You relax a few I can't fucking talk and it's annoying the shit out of me. You're relaxing after hours when antecedent pops her head into the lounge. The kitchen, she announces in an artificial sweet voice, is looking for someone to help with the part-time cooking duties. Someone young, someone responsible, someone organized. Someone, she starts pointedly at the teens in the room, who might have too much free time on their hands. I'll volunteer. Oh, and cooking in the living quarters. You're perfect, Ophelia, she says, hugging you, then loudly to the others in the room, she declares, I'm glad somebody around here is responsible enough to put their share of work. Everyone else ignores her, shifting awkwardly. No one wants to disappoint their auntie. Antecedent gestures towards the nearby cafeteria and tells you to come next week so she can show you the ropes. Nice. Getting rid of that shit. Forget that. It's been 3 seasons of heavy food rationing, getting more and more strict as the years drag on, and the fields continue to struggle. You've been wasting away. You all have. It's not just the lack of calories. There just aren't enough vitamins and good stuff in the food you are eating. Fuck. Your muscles ache all the time. Sometimes you feel strangely euphoric, filled with inexplicable energy, but often it feels like there are weights tied to your shoulders, pulling you down. You're tougher than most, but you still have trouble sleeping despite being tired all the time. You spend a whole day dazing in the fog. At least you hardly feel hungry now. For months, the idea of food plagued your thoughts, each one like a dagger to your stomach. They've been replaced with odd senses of peace. Now you feel half-tethered to this reality, floating above everything like a balloon. Your friends stop working and retreat their quarters. You lie to each other on the hall net, all saying that you're okay, just taking it easy, waiting for the harvest. Well, the harvest came and went, as meager as ever. Your mother still hasn't given up and never rests. Never stop working as much as your dad begs her to. She must be sleeping in geoponics because you hardly see her in the family quarters anymore. From where you lie nestled in bed in your cozy fugu, it all seems like far, far too much effort to bother with. I'm gonna help her. You're out there in the fields with her, being her sidekick, helping fetching things. She never slows down. When the Robopop finally breaks under the pressure, she does it. She's out there even longer, doing everything by hand. Both your parents feel responsible for this famine, but as head of geoponics, your mom takes it personally. She's been skipping meals, relying on water and pressed soybean rations, just enough calories to keep the body moving, not enough to stay healthy. Yet she never lets up, working herself to the bone, barely even sleeping, increasingly sallow-eyed and gaunt. She doesn't look it, but... You and your dad tried to slow her down, but, well, she's a stubborn woman. If not her, she says, then who? You and your dad are in the lounge, slowly sipping on your vegetable broth when there's a commotion at the door. Someone's running, gasping for breath, yelling for you and your father to come to geoponics. You run over, knowing deep in your pity that something terrible has happened. When you see the faces of the agriculturists, your mom's people, you know that feeling is real. Dad sees her body first. He lets out a cry like something has been you've never heard before, a deep, unimaginable pain dragging from the darkest part of where fear lives. No! Oh, Mom! What the fuck do you mean? My dad was gonna die, not Mom. That's upsetting. Look how cool our mom is. She got a fake robot leg, too. That's fucked up. Your dad falls to his knees beside the frail body of your mother. He pulls her into his arms and sobs, retching and agonized. You don't even know what to think. Your mom always seemed larger than her body, but seeing her now, there's nothing there. Just a fragile shell. You tell her she didn't even cry. They tell you she didn't even cry out. She just went to her knees and then laid down in the dirt, and that was it. She's gone. What? Your mother's body is taken to the incinerator room, and the night the colony gathers to pay the respects. Do you join them? I attend the funeral, of course. Like Tammy's funeral, the incinerator room has been cleared and the wreath of flowers placed over the mouth of the organic recycler. There's a white Astrantia? Your mother's favorite flower. I've never heard of that flower. Carefully carried from Earth with the hopes of flourishing and be just like you. You stand with your father and Aunt Anne. Edok and the rest of the council are here as well, including Rhett. You're surprised to see tears rolling down his face. He's such a hard ass in the garrison. Cal is there with all the other agriculturists. The rest of the colony waits at the canteen to offer their condolences after the service. Governor Eddick gives an eulogy. As a colony, we share our blessings. However, today we're sad. In Sakami, we gather to share the burden of our grief. Fluorescent was born on Earth, but she's more than many of us exemplified the spirit of our endeavor to bring life beyond the stars. She bore life, not only in her body, but bringing it forth from the ground she faithfully attended. The debt we owe her is the kind we can never be repaid. It was with deep and unbearable grief that we must continue on without her, and in awe and respect of her sacrifice, the depth of which was never expected of her, but which she did not expect of anyone else. It is on her strong shoulders that she carried us still. It closes the door of the recycler, and the particle disintegrators begin to reclaim the molecules that once formed your mother. Your father squeezes your shoulder, making a small choked-off noise of pain. As a community, we remember Fluorescent as a community. We return her body to the soil that nourished us. In this way, her sacrifice is recognized, the manifest body of the colony. The ceremony is adjourned to the canteen, where a somber wake is held for your mother's memory. There is enough food to dull the emotions, and your empty stomach only reminds you of her unfinished work. Your father is new head of geoponics. In a few hours, he receives your mother's remains so that he can add them to the colony's precious supply of brown soil from Earth. You touch the cool lid of the container, marvel that your mother could fit in such a small box. You don't have to be okay, your dad says quietly, his voice thick and emotional. I know I'm not. I have to keep going where she left off, but if you can, you should take some time off. I'll take it off. The prospect of just going back to work like everything is normal is too much to handle. The sun dips below the horizon and glow begins. You end up spending the whole month alternating between sleeping, scrolling a holonet, and staring into space. It is restful, at least. A few days after the funeral, surveyors return to an unexpected bounty from the Valley of Vertigo. It's enough to survive another month until the new year, maybe, if you keep rationing. The colony will continue to limp along, but without your mother. The roar rakes you. It would wake the dead. It shakes the walls and rumbles through the ship hall and makes your heart skip a beat. You're paralyzed by a sudden clench of fear in your guts. Through the porthole window, you hear metal screeching and people shouting. Then another roar, guttural and rambling like the sound of the mountain collapsing. Something enormous is out there. I'm gonna run out there. I don't know what gives you the courage, but you run out to the fields to face a horrible creature face to What the fuck? It has no face. In a place of a face, or even head, its body just unzips, revealing a mess of withering pink tentacles and blinking eyes. poked with jagged, asymmetrical teeth. It stands on four enormous, powerful legs, each as wide across tree trunks. Clinging to its back and its thick, slug-like tail are clumps of lichen that glow faintly in the night. The creature is nearly twice the height of the greenhouse. It stands on top of flattened one, the wreckage of lattice and plants all around. Flickers of light from plas rifles and stun gloves light up from underneath, and the stench of ozone is thick in the air. You see Nemi and her brother come darting in and around the legs of with their twin shocks of red hair. The faceless creature lurches into another greenhouse, oblivious of soldiers trying to herd it away. The monster left a trail of destruction from where it smashed through the walls. Small creatures are pouring in through the gaps and they're headed towards straight to command. Watch helplessly as the horde of animals storm command, sneaking through the torn away panel and smashing through the window. It's too far away to hear the screams, but Governor Ender is inside. You have to do something. I'll go save her. The smaller creatures make a beeline for the command, slipping into the heart of the colony while the defense squad is distracted. The line-slinking, many-legged beast pass by, much easier target, moving with eerie, almost tactical purpose. Whatever's happening, you have to stop them. The scene of command is chaos. The blast door that would have protected the bridge from depressurization in space are held open by a mound of corpses, both human and animal, and inside you hear Governor Etiquette screaming for someone to help her. Card becomes a 3. It's 16. Oh, yeah. Three, 3, 5. I'm gonna do this. I think that's as good as we can get. Five goes here. I'm sorry, I'm concentrating. There we go. We won. Ooh, +1 combat. Done. You beat back enough beasts to help Educt escape the bridge. As you shelter under the meeting room table, you hear a horrible noise from the rest of the ship, metal screeching, the terrible abomination roaring. The sounds of the creatures outside tearing their way through the hallways and thrashing everywhere. Suddenly, the ship lurches and drops a few feet. Buckling under the way is something massive. Out of the porthole window, you see a flashy pink tentacle slap against the side of the ship before the faceless abomination outside crashes the ground, taking the entire outer wall of the ship with it. Etiquette sobs quietly into her hands and suddenly silent. You wait a long time until congruence gives you the all clear. The council calls on all colony meeting to face the aftermath of the attack. An oppressive gloom of glow. You gather near the engineering with the other survivors. It's one of the few buildings still standing. Corpses of the faceless still sit in the caved-in wreckage of the stratospheric, spilling its flaccid pink tentacles from the horrible zipper-toothed maw. It's already beginning to stink. At least the Southerners survived. Governor Edic takes the stage and thanks you personally for rescuing her during the attack because your bravery the colony still has its leader. She acknowledges the bravery of the defense squad, citing their heroism, finally taking them, the faceless. If only it hadn't gotten away from them and stampede through the stratospheric, at least they stopped it before going to engineering, as it would have activated the reactor and let the crater size of an asteroid impact. Geoponics is gone, the greenhouse destroyed, and the fields trampled. After a year suffering, starving, and only barely scraping by, you're not just back to where you started, it's even worse. Everything your mom sacrificed herself for, gone in one night. The entire front half of the stratospheric has been destroyed. The living quarters, the canteen, the garrison, the lounge, even the creche, it's all gone. It's only by some stroke of luck that people hiding in the creche weren't all killed. Governor Edict solemnly reads the names of those who lost their lives, too many. You all stand in the moment in silence, and you feel the weight of the lost like a blow to your chest. Nemi and her family cry out for when her brother Calm name is called. Hold on. No. 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 Absolutely not. I'm gonna fucking cry. For the love of my life. I can't believe it. With the living quarters destroyed, everyone moves into the engineering wing for shelter. You're crowded into a classroom with other families. Adults try to make it seem like a sleepover, but you're still so shaken. I'm so upset. Nemi cries out about her brother and screams at anyone who tries to comfort her. Eventually, you just ignore her grief, as painful as it is to hear her sobbing at night. You feel like you've been awake for days, and you'll never sleep fully sleep again. You try, but you keep jerking awake, crying out in fear. Eventually, you fall asleep, sitting up, held in your father's arms. Your sleep is fitful, but mercifully dreamless. It's all destroyed. I don't know what's gonna happen. But we're gonna have to end it here on that sad, sombering note. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully we'll live through all this to see another day. See you guys next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.